Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco number 1195-1. This is a pull handle. It is a otherwise typical piece of commercial hardware, but Trimco is the type of company, they don't aim for, it's not a race to the bottom with Trimco. They're out there designing, supplying industry-setting caliber material. And I say that because, this is just a piece of stainless steel. It's just a pull handle. This pull handle weighs 2.8 pounds of solid stainless. It is machined very well. The fit and finish, even though this is a utilitarian piece of equipment, it is machined nice and clean. They take pride in something that's going to be used and abused. This is going to a steel fabrication facility. They don't probably need it to be pretty, but they sure need it to be robust. And they get that, and you get that when you order Trimco. This is a typical 8-inch center-to-center pull handle. Nothing special about it, except that everything's special about it. The mount, the weight, the quality of the material, and craftsmanship. Talk more about the way that Trimco proceeds with orders at the end of the video. So what is an 1195? There's a lot of links below this video. First of all, let's look at the product catalog. Product catalog, you'll be able to get to the 1195 on page 2. The -1 tells us the size. It's 9-inch overall length, 8-inch center to center, 1-inch diameter, therefore. Okay, 8-inch center to center, 1-inch diameter. It's going to have a clearance of 2-inch. It's going to have an overall projection of 3-inch. Okay, this is going to be available in any base material that they can do 1-inch round bar stock in. Certainly, that's going to be aluminum, stainless, brass, bronze. In terms of finishes, it's Trimco. I've had them do powder coating. I've done special requests for polished bronze. We're going to have this listed. Now to the size, as you change the -1 to another number, you can see how the size changes. So your center to center is really the way by which the industry determines pull handles. 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, 18-inch. There's another 12-inch version, but that's going to be a modification of the mounting type. As is the second 18-inch as well. Being Trimco, they can make this in any size. I've ordered 30-inch pull handles for people. It becomes a push bar at that point. If you take the pull handle this way, now it's a push bar. But again, being Trimco, they will absolutely encourage requests for specials. It's what they do. So that's the cut sheet or the product catalog. As you look through all of the product catalog, you will certainly see other options of their pull handles. The same pull handle in an offset is very common as well. There's then a link to a document called Template, and that's a handy document. It will show you the dimensional properties that we've already gone over. There's a cut sheet link as well, and that would be something that would be very appropriate for you to be able to use when sheet is handy because it gives you an overview of their straight door pulls, different sizes that are available, 1/2 inch up to 1.25 inch. 1.25 inch would be a massive pull handle. We do sell those occasionally. 6 to 18-inch specials they can do, ADA compliance, etc. It's a good overview of what is possible. They list the applications, and then that table out of their catalog is also there. Then what they get into, or what we have listed there, are mounting templates. There is, skipping through all of those, policy regarding available finishes. Don't know what that is. Okay, it just lists available finishes. The US number and the BHMA number are listed there. Specials, yes. As I said before, I've had them do specials. And basically what I've been told is if they've got the material, they can finish it, is basically the bottom line. This being 630, you can also do this in a trim guard antimicrobial coating. which would be very common in healthcare applications, hospitals. It's basically a coating that very slightly changes the look of the stainless. I can tell. Anyone who makes a living selling it can tell. But it retards the growth of and transmission of bacterial organisms on the hardware itself. Now, there's also a link to product maintenance. You can review that. Then the handing chart, which is also linked. There's an image down below. There are times that we absolutely need to know the hand of the opening, and that's because you might have a handle that is set up and back to back, but it's not symmetrical. And we definitely want to be able to get the exterior side to the exterior side. What I'm driving at is this J-mount has these two set screws. Well, if you did a pair of these mounted back to back, this is surface concealed, so you could have it that way. But the better way to do it would be to back mount them. You would still have some preparation for a set screw, but the exterior handle, you don't want to have any holes. Now, on this handle, you could take it in a set, flip it around, but if you have a set of offset poles, you can't just flip them over, because now if the set screw is on the bottom, which is where you would want it, it's now going to be on the top, which is where you don't want it. So anyway, indicating the handing is important. Let's jump to the J-mount. What I like about Trimco is they literally will give you a drawing for the different mount types. The J-mount is shoulder bolts, and 4 set screws. This is what we would call surface concealed. This would be appropriate for a door that has been properly reinforced. Aluminum, probably, yeah, aluminum, sure. Although that won't be reinforced. Or hollow metal that has been reinforced, and you're going to drill and tap that bolt right into the door surface. Okay. Stand by. See from the bolt itself that that's 5/16. That's what that's going to be. So the way it works is you'll drill and tap your hole. You'll run that in. You'll have 2 of these. The handle's going to go right over it. Okay. At that point, you're going to take the set screw, thread it into the hole, and there are 2 set screws with this size. They're going to nest right into the feature of this cone bolt, and that's how it's going to be held on. Okay. People like surface concealed because why? You don't have through bolts going through the door. You don't have any real visible fasteners on the door. I'm not a fan at all of the concealed set screw principle. However, I can't think of a way around it off the top of my head. So you've got to have some way of holding it on the door. The downside, obviously, is it can be removed from the door. So be mindful if it's an exterior door and you don't want someone to walk off with your handle, maybe through bolt it through the door would be a better way to go. The E-mount, briefly looking at the templates, the E-mount is your typical through bolt hole. It's going to go through the door. The G-mount is when you're going, the G-mount would be an interior prep when you have a set back-to-back, is where they would use a G-mount. The J we've covered. The L-style mount, that is going to be a back-to-back set, but with a spanner collar. You've got a left thread and a right thread, and a spanner collar, and as you tighten the spanner collar, because of those opposite threads, they draw the 2 together. That would be the most robust way to put together a set of back-to-back handles. You're not going to have any set screws, even though the spanner collar will have a small feature in it that will be obvious of how it's tightened or loosened with the spanner wrench. The M mounting is a riv nut sort of application where you can blind mount something to the door. Okay, with a spanner application. If you have a hollow metal door or some sort of aluminum door, you could put a riv nut inside of it with a spanner collar. That would actually be, when I had said earlier I can't think of a way to do it, I didn't realize Trimco offers a surface mount concealed spanner option. Riv nut goes in the door, bolt goes in, spanner collar. That portion is tapped, drilled and tapped. As you tighten that spanner collar, it'll draw the pull handle and crush the riv nut on the thickness of your door. That would be a great way to do this. No evidence of how it's installed, other than the spanner collar having that little dimple in it for you to loosen and tighten. The N series, 2 spanner caps, follow through buttons. Same concept for thinner material is really what it is. If you've got some, if you're putting this material on glass doors, you could look at using that. That's it. It's a great pull handle from a great company. I wish that I did more work with Trimco because I am a huge fan of their quality. I enjoy reviewing Trimco products because when I get it, it's usually very impressive. Fit and finish, the caliber of the base material. I have reviewed Trimco material that was brass push bars, and you can still smell the brass polish that was used before when it was being polished with someone wearing gloves, before it went into the packaging and was shipped to you. Beautiful quality workmanship. There's always a lead time with Trimco material. I can't really tell you immediately what is on their short list of stuff, but I can tell you that their material is always well worth the wait. I would encourage you to give adequate lead time, because you will say to yourself, yes, waiting for that material for a factory lead time. This order for this handle I can see literally took 4 weeks to ship. Absolutely well worth the wait, in my opinion. Absolutely. Okay. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Trimco products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the 1195-1 with a J-mount or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.